Hello all my amazing artists. Today I'm going to show you how to draw depth and distance by drawing different varieties of cacti. So when we start this, you have to imagine yourself standing in almost like a field of cacti, just a bunch of different cactus. And you have to think about how it would look if you were standing right in the front of it. So I'm going to start at the bottom and just draw a couple of them. These are going to be the ones that are closest to you. And cacti are all different shapes and sizes, so it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't even matter which way they go either. They're kind of like very long, skinny, rainbow curve shapes. Okay, and now we're going to start doing this thing called overlapping. Overlapping means it's almost like you're stacking them up. So these are going to be the cacti that are going to be on top of the other cacti, because it symbolizes that these are the ones that are closest to you, and any of them behind these are going to be the ones furthest from you. So you want to start wherever these three begin. So for example, this one I'm going to have start over here, but end right where this one is. So it shows that this one is behind this one. And then I'm going to keep going. Some cacti even have little arms, so I'm going to add that one to this one. Kind of give them some cool character. Some cacti that have these flower-looking tiaras on top of them. They're usually different varieties of pinks and even yellow, so I'm going to add some of them to here. Now you should even add a couple more going in the back just to show that there's some even further away from you. So remember, you always want to start it where the cacti in front of it is and end it in the one that's in front of it as well. Little tiara, and now this little guy is going to be the one in front of all of these ones. So this one, and this one are the ones right in the front. Now that we're done drawing and you're happy with it, I'm going to put my pencil away and I'm going to start to color. For this project, I'm going to be using my markers, and I'm going to show you a way to use markers to form kind of a watercolor aspect to it, but without using actual watercolor paints. Now, cacti are a bunch of different colors of shades of green, brown. I'm going to use my yellow. I'm actually even going to use my red for some of these crowns that some of these have on top. And I'll even use my orange too. So those are the colors I'm going to use. And the first step before we even use the water on these, you're just going to outline all of your cacti first. Okay, and now that you're done outlining all of your cacti and markers, before you start adding the water, just make sure you added a thick line of the marker, just so you know that you're going to have a lot of color spreading around, because if your lines are super thin, you might not have enough to blend it through the whole cactus. So with just a paintbrush and water, just going to grab some water, do each color at a time so you're not mixing it. I'm going to start with my lighter color, so I'm going to do the yellow first. And just with water, you're going to wet it and then spread it out. The yellow might not show up too much, but it'll still blend out a little bit when it dries. Okay, and now that you're done using your water to blend out all of your cacti, you're gonna let it sit for a couple minutes just so it dries and you can go back in and add some of the details. And as you can see, the natural nature of the paper when you add the water is it's gonna start to spread a little bit, but I actually think it looks really cool and it'll really give it that very watercolor kind of feel to it. So we'll give this a couple minutes, see how it turns out, and then we'll come back and add some details to it. Okay, now that our painting is all dry, I'm going to use a black point pen to go ahead and outline all of my lines in my painting. This will help the lines pop out through the watercolor that we just made with the markers. And I usually like to do this step with all of my watercolors because it just helps capture the details again that were lost through the water and the paint. And I'm also going to, with my markers, add some more details like the spikes. And now we're all done with our beautiful detailed painting. Have fun, artists!